our daily lives, of which we're not being instructed. The pulpits are dead towards that sort of thing. But there are intrinsic things like the peace with God that we have, the alienation gone, and the spears into pruning hooks to attend to the garden of God, and the wolves like Saul of Tarsus laying down with the lambs with the flock of God, okay, and communing with us, eating of the same provender. Okay, we know all this. Okay, so let's try and draw this to a close, shall we? All this was predominant. The restoration of the children of Israel being pushed and pushed and pushed. And we have the Moody's and the Booths, Salvation Army, you know, trust in Christ, here's revival. And the pseudo-Protestants are going, oh, I haven't got a revival. What's God doing to me? He gave one to Booth, and he gave one to Spurgeon. He gave one to Henry Morehouse, and he gave one to Bowen, and he gave one to this man and that man and every other man, even to the women. Right, I would suggest you take those books and you go out and you get a basket or a bin, non-flammable, okay. You put them in, you get some petrol, put it on the books and burn the buggers. Come back to the land of the sensible, not to any other land but the sensible. You've been reading too many neo-evangelical fairy stories, alright? Life is life, dear boy. We've got ups and downs, bills to pay, sadness and tears. Hey, ups and downs, God's providences, smiling faces, unsmiling faces. We've got to live life like the rest of them out there, but with a hope within us. Let us get away from this fantasy. I mean, let's face it, out there in this world, this crooked, perverse, fallen world, they have their fantasies. They have their stories. They have their heroes of the moment. And secularism has replaced God, of course, with Superman and Superwoman and Batman and all the rest of them. These are the heroes of the moment. They're going to save mankind. And then, of course, you've got the globalist movements and the CND, well, did have CND, movements that are going to save mankind, and that's what they're doing out there. Hey? Absolutely mind-blowing. Of course, in the end, of course, with Grattan Guinness, he started up a college. He was given a college in Derbyshire, a place called Calver in Derbyshire, in 1883 by an Elizabeth Hume. And of course, he called it the Cliff College, and then Hume Cliff House. And do you know what happened to this man in the end? Do you know what happened to him? This nominal Christian, this mighty Elijah of God. You know what he did? He walked into the Church of England, that daughter of Rome, and Rome has many daughters, but in the clerical sense, that is the nearest. Anglicanism is of Romanism. So it's altars, perpetual lights, it's Eucharist, which you might as well call the Mass. Deviousness of the whole lot of them, the frocks and the robes and all, begging lot of it, the bell ringing to frighten away the evil spirits, prayers for the dead, and so on and so forth. He went into the Anglican Church that persecuted the Christians as much as they are themselves. The Anglican Church, as we say, the Church of Rome, the daughter, born of Rome. Okay, that system persecuted the Christians, burnt the Christians, sent the Christians out of this country, drove them out, even deported them. We've only got to look at the Rebecca riots in the 1700s. How they influence government. You see, they don't do it. These dirty beggars don't do it. The Anglican Church doesn't do it with their own hands. It's like the Jews, the ministers who crucified Christ and the people were behind them. Oh, they didn't want to do it themselves. Oh, no. Don't want anything to do with that. We'll get the secular authorities to do it. And this is what Anglicanism did. And so the focus, you see, is away from Anglicanism. Just as it is away from the clerigy of the Old Testament in putting Christ to death. And it's always, oh, the people were mistaken, the people were mistaken. Where does that come from? Neo-evangelicalism. Godless neo-evangelicalism. How can the people be mistaken? It was foretold that they would do this. It was planned that they would do this. It's the foreknowledge of God, with God, that they should do this, that they should murder the Lord of life by their own despicable hands. Okay? But of course, neo-evangelicalism doesn't look to them as being ministers who persecuted Christ, who wanted to stone Christ, got picked up stones to crucify Christ, called Christ a liar, a cheat, a beggar, a boozer, a drunkard, of the devil. Everything under the sun. They were ministers behind the pulpits, so-called pulpits. Ministers that were supposed to lead the people into truth and righteousness. They were the first to put their hand to the death of the scapegoat. Hey? And they do it today, and the Anglicanism does it today, the 5 Mile Act, if you like. Oh, that passed by Parliament, yeah, but who put that into place? Who pushed Parliament to do that? Who was in Parliament to do that? But Anglicanism. It's not on the outside of Parliament. Anglicanism is in Parliament and persuades Parliament to protect itself. Oh, don't want these beggars. Hey? And the Conventual Act. And the turning out of, well, the Puritans. Well, I have an act of conformity, uniformity. All the way down. And people say it's Christian. And do you know who says it's Christian? Pseudo-Protestants. And that's where Henry Grattan Guinness ended up. In popery. Through the back door. I wonder what his Quaker first wife, a Quaker wife, would have thought about that. Oh, it's all right, Henry. It's all right, it's Christian church. Oh, I'm glad you think so, my dear. Eh? I'm glad you think so. And so it was that this Henry Grattan Guinness, who was so-called a fantastic evangelist, and guess what? I'll just like this paper here. Alright, what does it say here? Non-denominational, no commitment. I want everybody in it, Church of Rome, Anglican Church, every church that can purchase this paper. He was the same, Henry Grattan Guinness. 5 different denominations ordained this blackguard, Henry Grattan Guinness, as an evangelist. 5 different denominations. Because he himself, declaring by that, went to these denominations and declared himself within the denominations as being non-denominational. He stood for bugger all. Stood for nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you know, when you get this paper here, this rag, this stands for nothing. You can get in here Arminianism, Judaism, everything under the sun you can get in this paper. And it only costs you £25 per annum. Crap. Absolute crap. That's sent to me, by the way. I don't pay for that. I'll go, oh, I don't waste my money on that crap. That is of the devil. This lot here is of the devil. I tell you that now. We call it the Jewish Gazette. Somebody gives it to us just to show us what's going on in this Jewish Gazette. Just as a laugh. Eh? The Jewish Gazette. And of course we put a piece out on the assistant editor there, Napier, Malcolm Napier. Napier Man we call him. Napier Man has come to the rescue. Dun, 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 and he's got his cape on. And why not? Do you know, if God sits in the heavens and he laughs, does he not? At these people. And if we're followers of God, then we should laugh. And I'm not saying purposely laugh, but we should have a spirit within us of the Holy Spirit, that side that laughs at these things. We shouldn't go out of our way. If we can't laugh by a prompting of the Spirit of God, by an influence of the Spirit of God, by the Spirit of God speaking through us as we grow in older and become more mature, and we see the ridiculous side of things, then we're both all men most miserable, aren't we? We should get to that. We should get a balance to be all-rounded. We should understand how things lie. And if we understand how things lie, then we have less chance of being deceived by these blackguards. And especially by government. You don't forget government. Government politics. The world is married to that. Okay, Henry Grattan Guinness. He went, sadly, after the death of his last wife, into the Anglican Church. A wayward soul into the arms of the enemy. And that's how it is. But he's got the 39 articles. So was the devil. And do you know something? Oops, what was that? He's got the prayer book. Oh, great, yeah. Yeah, fine, okay. Yeah. Tell me something. What is the most pure and fundamental work of all history and eternity? Tell me what it is. Give me the name. It's pure and it's exact in every minute detail. It's called, come on, what's it called? The Bible. Not the 39 articles, not the Church of England, not the prayer book, nothing. It's the Bible. Who took the Bible? The old dispensation of that side of the Bible to the living word of God in the desert? The devil. So are you saying to me that the 39 articles and the book of prayer, etc., qualify the Anglican Church to be a Christian church? So the devil, therefore, in the wilderness was a Christian? Honestly. Man looketh upon the outward appearance, but God looketh upon the heart. Judge not by the outward appearance. Judge the inner. Go through the wall. Get off your backside. Plunge through the wall. Dig through the wall. Of all the superfluous nonsense that is put before us, we dig and dig and dig, like Ezekiel, when we get through and we can see the heart of the matter, and we can therefore see the truth of the matter because it's the heart of the matter. Not the superfluous outward, it's the inward. Man comes up to you and says he's from the gas board. Oh yes, you prove it. Oh, I don't have to prove it, I'm telling you. I'm sorry, mate. You're going to prove it. Oh, you from the electric board? Oh, yeah, you prove it. Okay? Oh, I'm a judge. Oh, is that overwhelming then? Is it to accept that? Well, I accept the words, but prove it to me. Prove it. I'm the captain of this ship. Prove it by sailing the ship. I don't believe your words unless your words are backed up by the proper actions, as James says. Show me thy faith by thy works. You said the captain of this ship. If you go and wreck it, you're no captain, are you? I might as well say I'm Superman. Do you believe me? Because you should believe me, because I say I'm Superman. It's as stupid as that, isn't it? In my eyes towards you. Because you think I'm being stupid in saying I'm Superman. Well, I think you're being stupid in believing that I should believe you are such and such because you say you're such and such. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that gullible. Not that naive. You prove it. And if we've learned nothing in this life, should we have not have learned that people are not what they always claim to be? How many times have we gone to places and people have said, oh, this, that and the other, and at the beginning of our experience we trust them because they're saying it, and then after a while we find that these blackguards are out here, they're con men, they just want our money, and then we become hesitant and say, well, can you prove that what you're saying, not that you are such and such? If you can mend this thing for me, then mend it. I'm not going to put money over. In the first place, you see, with bait. Oh yeah, you know, I can trust him. He says electrician. Oh, I can do that. 50 quid, is it? Give him 50 quid, you see. But not now. We should have life's experience learned by it. You mend that piece of machinery for us, please. And I'll be back on, what, Thursday? Is it Thursday? And then I'll pay you. I'll test it. If it's not working, I won't pay you. Anyhow, let us learn. Let us learn to question. God gave us the ability to question. God gave us the ability to use critical thinking. Well, what does the flesh give us? Laziness in return. Oh, wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death? Amen.